Hey, welcome back to Off the Grid. Today we're going to talk about water. Now, in 2 earlier episodes, we showed you how to find water, how to store it, and how to pipe it to your cabin. It's all good stuff. And if you missed these episodes, check them out on our channel. But what if you lived off the grid in a place like this? On an island, at the end of a glacial fjord. And to get to it, you have to cross an international border, drive a few hours, and then take a runabout from a nearby marina. No lakes on this island, no streams. It's way too small. So how do you get water? Well, it rains a lot up here. And if you've got a roof over your head, you've probably got rain gutters. So to start, you put some 50-gallon drums under each spout and start collecting water. So far, so good. But a couple of 50-gallon drums isn't enough. You need something big. But like everything else, it's got to come from the mainland by water. Get dragged up a hill and enclosed in a shed to keep it protected from the sun. The next step is to get water from the tank to where we need it. And this involves a complicated series of valves. So let's dive in and show you how it works. The first thing is to open a valve located at the bottom of the storage tank. This allows water to flow down into our delivery pipe. We close the valve on the right, which goes to a second storage tank, and we close the one on the left, which goes to the top of the tank when we fill it. That leaves only 2 places for the water to go. The first is to the bathhouse, which has a sink and a tub shower combo for 2 guest cabins. Before it gets there, it gets a push from a 12-volt pressure pump, which drives the water through a filter and into the house. That leaves the last valve, which allows water to flow down the hill to the main house. But before it gets there, it goes through another set of valves and a pump. Now the water comes in here on the right and through a pressure pump. Again, valves direct water where we want it to go and into the house. We close this one, which connects to one of our small collection tanks, and this one, and we'll get to its purpose later. That leaves only 1 place for the water to go, into the house. Okay, about now you're probably wondering, A, why we need all those valves, and B, when it rains, how we get water collected in our small tanks up the hill to the big tank. Well, the answer to B, how we get water up the hill, lies in A, those valves. So here's how. First, that braided hose is connected to one of our collection tanks. Opening this valve puts water in the system. By closing this valve from the collection tank, water can only go to the pump. And by closing this valve, the one to the house, and opening this one, water gets pumped around the PVC loop and up the hill. Now the system is set up to work even when we're away. We've got a float switch in the barrel, and when we connect this black plug to the 12-volt pump switch, the pump is activated when our barrel is full, and then it shuts down when it's pumped dry. Now let's head up the hill to our second set of valves. The water gets pumped up the hill, coming in here. We close the valve on the left to the bathhouse, and the one on the right, which is our supply line from the bottom of the tank. Finally, we open this valve, which connects a hose to the top of the tank. And voila, the tank gets filled. Periodically, we check the tank's level by climbing up a ladder to the top of the tank. Where we have an access hatch. And using a dipstick, we're able to figure out how much water we've collected. When the main tank is full, we dump it into a secondary tank and continue filling the main tank. Altogether, we can store about 1,200 gallons this way. Plenty of water if we conserve, and if we get a little rain in late spring and summer. Now, because it comes from our roof, we do filter our water. We use a 0.5 micron carbon filter and a UV light. Okay, that's how we get water on an island. How about waste? How about electricity? Well, we'll cover those subjects and more on future trips to the island. Thanks for watching.